Hello, my dear students. Welcome you all to Sri Jayendra Rank Zone classes. I am your mentor and your friend for the subject biology, and I will be taking the zoology part, that is animal science. My dear students, today we are going to start with hindbrain. Hindbrain, also known as rhombencephalon. It consists of cerebellum, which is known as what little cerebrum, medulla oblongata, and pons veruli. Hindbrain, also known as rhombencephalon, consists of three major parts. One is the cerebellum, which is known as what? Little cerebrum, medulla oblongata, and pons veruli. Cerebellum, which is also known as sandwich brain. Cerebellum is the second largest portion of the brain after cerebrum. It lies posterior to the medulla and pons and inferior to posterior portion of cerebrum. The cerebellum, also known as sandwich brain, it lies to posterior to medulla and pons and inferior to posterior portion of cerebrum. Cerebellum separated by cerebrum by a transverse fissure. Transverse fissure separates cerebellum from cerebrum, and by an extension of cranial dura mater called tentorium cerebelli. The cerebrum gets separated from cerebellum by a transverse fissure and by an extension of cranial dura mater called tentorium cerebelli. Cerebellum is butterfly shaped and it consists of the central constricted area known as vermis, lateral wings or lobes called cerebellar hemispheres with anterior and posterior lobe. They govern skeletal muscle movement. And the floccular nodular lobe, which carries the sense of equilibrium. So the central constricted area known as vermis, the lateral wings or lobes called cerebellar hemisphere with anterior and posterior lobe which governs skeletal muscle movement or voluntary movements. The floccular nodular lobe present in cerebellum, it carries the sense of equilibrium. Between cerebellar hemisphere is the extension of cranial dura mater called falx cerebelli. The superior layer of cerebellum called cerebellar cortex, which consists of gray matter in series of parallel ridges called folia. Deep to gray matter are white matter tree called arbora vitae or tree of life. Cerebellum attached to brainstem by three paired cerebellar peduncles. Between cerebellar hemisphere, there is an extension of cranial dura mater called falx cerebelli. The superficial layer of cerebellum called cerebellar cortex, which is made up of series of parallel ridges called folia and consists of gray matter. Deep to this gray matter is the presence of arbora vitae, that is the white matter or the tree of life. Cerebellum attached to brainstem by three major cerebellar peduncles. The inferior cerebellar peduncle between cerebellum and medulla with sensory and motor fibers. Middle cerebellar peduncle between cerebellum and pons with sensory axons, and superior cerebellar peduncle between cerebellum and midbrain, mainly with major or mixed fibers. Sorry, it is not mixed fibers, it is motor. So the inferior cerebellar peduncle between cerebellum and medulla, middle cerebellar peduncle between cerebellum and pons, and superior cerebellar peduncle between cerebellum and midbrain. The inferior cerebellar peduncle consists of mainly sensory or motor fibers. Middle cerebral peduncle consists of sensory axons, and superior cerebral peduncle mainly contains mixed fibers and motor nerve fibers. Cerebellum receives sensory impulses from proprioceptors in muscle, joint, and tendons. It helps to coordinate skeletal muscle contractions and also regulate posture and balance. Cerebellum receives sensory impulses from proprioceptors in muscles, joint, and tendons. It helps to coordinate skeletal muscle contractions and also help to regulate posture and balance. Mainly cerebellum controls involuntary movements. Okay. Cerebellum superior and inferior view, you can see the anterior lobe, the posterior lobe or the middle lobe. This is the vermis. These are the cerebellar hemispheres. This is the fourth ventricle, cerebellar peduncles, superior, middle, and inferior. Floccular nodular lobe, nodular lobe. Now, there comes a question that out of which voluntary or involuntary movements which are controlled by cerebellum. So please make this point very clear that cerebellum controls involuntary movements. It helps to maintain balance and posture. It provides precision. Sorry. It provides precision to voluntary movements. So voluntary movements are coordinated by cerebellum, but they are not controlled by cerebellum. Under conscious control of cerebellum. Okay. Chronic alcoholism or alcoholic intake, it affects cerebellum. Cerebellum also helps to integrate or gather information from semicircular canals and auditory system. Information from semicircular canals and auditory system. Okay. The cerebellar cortex consists of Purkinje neurons. These are the most developed neurons, most complex neurons in humans. Medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is the hindest and posterior most part of the brain. The cavity is known as fourth ventricle or metacele. The cavity of medulla oblongata is known as what? Fourth ventricle or metacele, which is continuous with the central canal of spinal cord. It is a pair of lateral foramina of Lischka and a median foramen magentae. So medulla oblongata is the hindest and posterior most part of the brain. The cavity of medulla oblongata is fourth ventricle, that is metacele, which is continuous with central canal of spinal cord. It is a pair of lateral foramina of Luschka and foramina of magentae. Cerebrospinal fluid come in contact with by these apertures from the internal cavity of the brain to outer fluid of meninges. Arrangement on its ventral surface, there are bulgings of ascending and descending tract known as pyramids. On the ventral surface of these pyramids cross each other, which is called decussation of pyramids. On the dorsal side of medulla, there are two nuclei which are called nucleus gracilis, which is long, and nucleus unitus. So on the ventral side, the pyramids they cross with each other, known as decussation of pyramids. And on the dorsal side of medulla, there are two nuclei, nucleus gracilis, which is long, and nucleus natus. On the fourth floor of fourth ventricle, there is a groove called calamus scriptoris. On the floor of fourth ventricle, there is a groove called calamus scriptorius. So it is the hindest and posterior most part of the brain. The cavity is known as what? Fourth ventricle or metacele. The cerebrospinal fluid comes in contact with foramen of Luschka and the median foramen of magentae of the brain to outer fluid of meninges. Arrangement on its ventral surface, there are bulgings of ascending and descending tract known as pyramids. On the ventral side, these pyramids cross over each other, known as decussation of pyramids. On the dorsal side, there are two nuclei, nucleus gracilis and nucleus natus. On the floor of fourth ventricle, there is a groove called calamus scriptoris. In the medulla oblongata, most of the sensory and motor fibers cross from one side to the other side. Thus, the left cerebral hemisphere controls the right side of the body and vice versa. Because of crossing of nerve fibers, the right side of the cerebral hemisphere controls the left part of the body, and the left part of the cerebral hemisphere controls the right side of the body. The reason for this is not known. The lower end of the medulla passes into the spinal cord. There is no demarcation between the two. However, medulla is considered to start at the level of foramen magnum of cranium. Medulla is considered to start at the level of foramen magnum of cranium. Medulla contains nuclei origin of 5 pairs of cranial nerves, 8, 9, 10th, 11th, and 12th. There is no demarcation between the medulla and the spinal cord junction. However, the medulla is considered to start at the level of foramen magnum of cranium. Medulla contains nuclei and origin of 5 cranial nerves, 5 pairs of cranial nerves, That is 8th cranial nerve, 9th cranial nerve, 10th cranial nerve, and 11th and 12th cranial nerve. The 8th cranial nerve, known as vestibulocochlear nerve, concerning with hearing and equilibrium. There is also nuclei of vestibular branch of 8 in pons. So the vestibulocochlear nerve concerning with hearing and equilibrium is the 8th cranial nerve. It also contains the nuclei of vestibular branch of 8th cranial nerve in pons. Pons varolii. In medulla oblongata, the gray matter is arranged internally and white matter is arranged externally. The main function of medulla oblongata are involuntary. They are the involuntary centers. I will write the names. I have to add one slide over here. Wait. Extends into spinal cord. Gray matter arranged internally. And white matter arranged externally. The posterior choroid plexus secrete CSF in medulla. The main functions are it is an involuntary center for swallowing, that is deglutition, cardiac activities, defecation, respiratory, vasomotor, and vomiting. Means emetic center. From medulla oblongata, the part of the medulla oblongata which extends to the spinal cord, only that part is having gray matter arranged internally and the white matter arranged externally. Please remember that. Okay. Medulla oblongata also helps to control RAS, that is reticulate activating system, reticular activating system. It is a considered as a gatekeeper of consciousness. It filters unnecessary sensory information from reaching to the brain. So these are the functions of medulla oblongata. Pons varolai. It is an oval mass of white matter called pons varolai lies above the medulla oblongata. It consists mainly of nerve fibers which interconnect as a bridge connecting spinal cord with brain and parts of brain with each other. Pons also with pneumotaxic area and anoustic area, together with medullary rhythmicity area that control respiration. So pons mainly controls pneumotaxic area, anoustic area, and medullary rhythmicity area that helps to control the rate and rhythm of respiration. Functions of hindbrain. First, the function of cerebellum, poorly developed in frog but well developed in mammals. It is a center of coordination of muscular movement. It is a primary center for balancing, equilibrium, and orientation. Primary center for balancing, equilibrium, and orientation. The function of medulla oblongata are: it is a center for heartbeat, respiration, digestion, blood pressure, gut peristalsis, swallowing of food, secretion of glands. Involuntary functions of medulla oblongata are: it is a vomiting center, coughing, vasoconstriction, vasodilation, sneezing, and hiccups or hiccuping. So it is a center for heartbeat, respiration, digestion, blood pressure, gut peristalsis, swallowing of food, that is deglutition, secretion of gland. It performs various involuntary functions like vomiting, coughing, vasoconstriction, vasodilation, sneezing, and hiccuping. It controls urination and defecation as well. The cardiovascular center, which regulates the rate of heartbeat, force of heartbeat. The medullary rhythmicity area, it adjusts the basic rhythm of respiration. So it is having cardiovascular center, vasomotor center, vasoconstrictor center, vasodilator center. Okay. This is medulla oblongata. You can see pons, decussation of pyramids, posterior lateral sulcus, ventrolateral sulcus, anterior fissure, and these are the pyramids. Superior colliculi, inferior peduncle of cerebellum, cerebellar peduncles, two nuclei, natus and gracilis. This part is midbrain. So superior peduncle separates cerebellum from midbrain. Middle cerebellar peduncle separates cerebellum from pons. Okay, and inferior cerebellar peduncle separates cerebellum from medulla oblongata. Now comes the cavities or the ventricles of the brain. The ventricles consist of four hollow fluid-filled space inside the brain and the same duct for connection between these ventricles. The ventricles consist of four hollow fluid-filled spaces inside the brain and the same duct for connection between these ventricles. Olfactory lobe, which is known as what? Rhinocele, cerebrum, first and second ventricle or lateral ventricle or paracele. So olfactory lobe is connected by rhinocele. Cerebrum is connected by first and second ventricle or lateral ventricle or paracele. Foramen of Monro, which helps in the connection between lateral and the third ventricle. First, second ventricle communicating with the third ventricle or foramen of Monro. There are two in human and single in rabbit and frog. So foramen of Monro basically helps in the connection between lateral and third ventricles. Diencephalon it is the third ventricle or diocele. So diencephalon is the third ventricle or diocele. Olfactory lobe is the rhinocele. Cerebrum, it is present in the first and second ventricle or lateral ventricle or parocele. Foramen of Monro, third ventricle and the lateral ventricle. Foramen of Monro. Diencephalon is the third ventricle or the diocele. Cerebral aqueduct of Sylvius or Iter. It is a very narrow cavity between third and fourth ventricle. Between third ventricle and fourth ventricle, there is presence of cerebral aqueduct of Sylvius. Optic lobe, optocele, cerebellum, which is solid, medulla oblongata, fourth ventricle or metacele. So parocele, first and second ventricle, third ventricle, diocele, fourth ventricle, metacele. Okay. These are the ventricles of brain. The lateral ventricles. These are the lateral ventricles. Third ventricle, cerebral aqueduct, pons, medulla oblongata, spinal cord, central canal, median fissure, lateral aperture, cerebellum, fourth ventricle. This is fourth ventricle. Olfactory lobe, octocele, cerebrum, first and second ventricle of parocele, foramen of Monro, which connects third and lateral ventricle. This is third ventricle. This is lateral ventricle. Optic lobes, iter or aqueduct of Sylvius, cerebellum, medulla oblongata, fourth ventricle or metacele. This is medulla. Cavities of brain and spinal cord are modified neurocele. They are lined by low columnar ciliated epithelium called ependyma. The cavities of brain and spinal cord are modified neurocele and they are basically lined up by low columnar ciliated epithelium called ependyma. Prosencephalon, forebrain, subdivisions telencephalon, parts rhyncephalon, cavity, first ventricle, rhinocele, associated structures, olfactory bulbs, olfactory tracts, olfactory lobes, paleocortex or pallium. Cerebral hemisphere, second or lateral ventricle, paroceles, which connect through foramen of Monro. Corpora striata or basal ganglia, corpora callosum, neocortex or pallium or paraphysis. Diencephalon is the part of forebrain only, having epithalamus as a roof. Foramen of Monro basically connects paracele to the third ventricle, that is diocele, which consists habenula, pineal gland or pineal apparatus, parapineal or parietal pineal. Then thalamus on the lateral side, maximum area is covered by thalamus only. Hypothalamus floor, inferior side, consists of hypothalamic nuclei, optic chiasma, median eminence, infundibular stalk, pituitary, succus vesiculosus, mammillary bodies, anterior choroid plexus. So anterior choroid plexus is basically the associated structure of hypothalamus. Pituitary, hypothalamus. Median eminence, hypothalamus. Optic chiasma, hypothalamus. Hypothalamic nuclei, hypothalamus. Infundibular stalk, hypothalamus. Then mesencephalon or midbrain parts, pleura cerebri, which is the floor. Iter or cerebral aqueduct of Sylvius consists of corpora quadrigemina, superior colliculi, inferior colliculi, tectum, substantia nigra, and red nuclei. Rhombencephalon, metencephalon, and myelencephalon. Metencephalon, cerebellum, myelencephalon, medulla oblongata. Fourth ventricle, metacele, restiform bodies, and pyramids and decussation of pyramids. So prosencephalon, also known as forebrain, mesencephalon, also known as midbrain, and rhombencephalon, also known as hindbrain. Rhombocephalon is divided into mesencephalon, metencephalon, and myelencephalon. Mesencephalon is not having any subdivision. it mainly contains the parts which act as a floor, that is crura cerebri. Prosencephalon is further divided into telencephalon and diencephalon. Salient features of human brains. The salient features of human brain are relatively small, solid olfactory lobes. Olfactory lobes are solid. Very large cerebral hemispheres which are divided into lobes with highly folded surface with cerebral cortex of gray matter. It consists of corpus callosum interconnecting the cerebral hemispheres found only in eutherians. Very important. Very small pineal gland, a pair of mammillary bodies joined to hypothalamus for olfaction. Relatively small solid optic lobes divided into four corpora quadrigemina. Large solid cerebellum with highly folded surface and divided into lobes. Pons varolai present anterior to the cerebellum. So the salient features of human brain consist of it is having a solid olfactory lobes, large cerebral hemispheres divided into lobes with highly folded surface or cerebral cortex of gray matter, corpus callosum which is interconnecting the cerebral hemisphere only found in eutherians, very small pineal body, a pair of mammillary bodies to hypothalamus, relatively small solid optic lobes consist of four corpora quadrigemina, while in rabbit and frog it is bigemina. Large solid cerebellum with highly folded surface and divided into lobes. Pons varolai present anterior to the cerebellum. Now comes the spinal cord, which I will start in the next lecture. Till please keep on revising all these lectures because they are having so many terms. Okay, so go on again and again with these slides. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy.